So I really want to talk to you about the mirror. This is huge. I'm not talking about the mirror in your bathroom. I'm not talking about the reflective mirror in your house when you're looking at your face. I'm talking about this big, beautiful world that's actually one gigantic mirror reflecting everything within you. I am Lysa Black. I am a heart healer, and I love bringing powerful, deep, transformative emotional shifts to the deep feeling and highly sensitive, intuitive empaths. I'm really excited to talk into this because it was the initiation of my own healing journey. It's the tool that I use to gauge my own progress. It's also the tool that I use to be able to confirm that something is asking for attention from within me. So what are we talking about? We're talking about as within, so without. We're talking about who we are is reflected back to us and everyone that we meet. The people who we love and embrace and adore are reflecting the owned, acknowledged, accepted aspects of ourselves. Likewise, we are blessed to also manifest our shadow. So those people that we react to, the people who cause an irritation, discomfort within us, are reflecting back to us our own rejected, disowned aspects, the parts of ourselves that we've made wrong and bad. How is this valuable? How is it valuable to see yourself so clearly every day? Many of us would prefer to ignore what's going on inside, and this is why it's kind of this divine protective tool that means that we get an opportunity multiple times every day to be able to see ourselves clearer, to be able to deepen into the truth of who we are, and to be able to signal when something else is really requiring our loving attention within. So I actually began my healing journey 10 years ago after a breakup when I wasn't that too keen on the guy that broke up with me, but the devastation was intense. And the level of pain that I felt moving through my body was extraordinary, and it got my attention. The pain was so intense, and my interest in the guy was so low that it was just this huge big sign for me. And what I realized was that the emotional pain that I was experiencing as he broke up with me was actually a reflection of some very intense, dramatic, strong pain from my past. My parents had separated frequently, and as my dad had left after a huge fight, as the eldest girl, I was left with the emotional fallout and devastation of that for both myself, my two sisters, and my mother, let alone my dad, who's, off trying to figure things out for himself. And I knew that wasn't going to go well either. So in this breakup, I was actually feeling the emotional pain of when my dad used to leave after a huge argument. Now, that doesn't make logical sense. But when it comes to the world of emotion, feeling is all that matters. And what I connected with was that as that boyfriend broke up with me, the feeling was exactly the same. So that was the mirror experience for me. What I saw in that breakup manifested and reflected back a pain from very long ago that was asking for my attention. I love teaching that pain is how our own soul or spirit is attempting to get our attention. It can't have words. It can't kind of wave at us. Hello, need your attention. So it actually communicates to us through feeling. The purpose of feeling is for our own soul or spirit to let us know when we are telling ourselves something that is untrue. And for me, being left or having someone walk away meant that I was unlovable and unworthy. And that was a deep, deep wound for me. So when this boyfriend broke up with me, that's what it triggered. It tapped this old wound, which was actually a correlation of my father repeatedly leaving when I was younger. So the mirror is showing up in love. This is a loving mechanism that's actually there to help us to see what needs our attention. Ian Levenzan has an amazing acronym that pain is pay attention inside now. PAIN. And I really love how she coined that. And it's so, so powerful to be able to trust that what is manifesting in our lives right now is actually really powerful information on what it's going to be most valuable for you to pay your attention to. So with pain, I paid attention and went within and really learned intuitive self-healing. I had always been receptive to the heavens from the time I was a little girl, knew that my prayers were heard and answered, and really deeply trusted that as I asked, information would be revealed to me, and it has my whole life. So I didn't know that I needed to heal. I didn't know there were wounds there, and bless that boyfriend for breaking up with me, because that woke me up. It really helped me to see that I needed to heal these things within these old emotional wounds. So what's really important for my clients is that when you're beginning your self-healing journey, you know that there's pain there, but you don't really know what's on the other side. You don't know what life is going to be without it. And actually, it's quite scary, because a lot of the safety in our wounding is actually feeling pain and actually knowing how to manage that. So I would manage my old emotional pain with binge eating, with compulsive overeating, and with anxiety attacks. And that was familiar for me. It's horrible, horrible stuff, but I did it for so long. It was very, very comfortable, very familiar. And so the interesting thing is that as we heal, we're literally shedding a perspective of our identity. We're actually coming home to our truth. And that can be really scary, because I didn't know who I was outside of those behaviors. I always believed I was unworthy and unlovable. That wasn't debated. That was accepted. That's the way it was. But that also narrowed my possibilities in life, that I couldn't attract someone who was loving and kind, and who would be lovely to me. I couldn't go for the things that I wanted in life because I was unworthy. I couldn't buy myself the things that I truly wanted because I didn't deserve them, right? So it's amazing how acceptable this can all become. And then the mirror shows up in love. Pain, this is not your truth. And that's the loving message that it's sending to us. So once you start on your healing journey, really recognizing that there's something needs to be healed. And, this is really the content and the focus of my first book, Heart Healing, the 13 Principles of Emotional Self-Healing. I really wanted to make it accessible for anyone to be able to understand the underpinning factors and the core principles behind self-transformation. And being able to self-heal, what I have I never knew it was even possible, but what I've seen clients manifest and heal in their own lives has confirmed for me anyone can do this. You just need to be motivated by sufficient pain, which is once again why they love us so much, to be able to trust us with so much pain, knowing that it would hopefully prompt us to be able to look within ourselves. So once myself, or say I'm working with somebody, once we bring healing to something, it is truth that heals. Often I will just say a prayer once we find the wounding, and we'll request that that person can receive a remembrance of their truth, whether that's clairvoyantly shown to them in a vision, clairaudiently whispered through their guides or through angels, or clairsentiently revealed to them in feelings through their tummy. What's really, really lovely is that the heavens speak to us in a way that we can hear, comprehend, and understand. Every client is able to receive a remembrance of who they are. And once that truth is in place, the pain vanishes. And it's miraculous. And if you feel very tired for the first 24 hours, but that's only because the wounding was so deeply exhausting. Now that it's been removed, and that the pain is non-existent anymore, you're actually just dead tired from having carried that for so long. But I always promise every client that within 7 days, remember the big mirror, will manifest confirmation that you have healed something. And this is when, I get the texts and I get, the emails from people like, whoa, I saw this, and I knew that it meant that this new truth, that I am lovable, that I'm worthy, that I'm meant to have what I want. There's some of the core things that are often revealed. But whatever healing has transpired, then the big mirror acts as a mirror, confirming that as your truth. I remember I used to think I was so unattractive. I love that me who used to think she was so ugly and unattractive. And when I healed that perception and allowed myself to reclaim a remembrance of my beauty, I didn't tell anyone. And it was so funny because within that week, I had like 6 people tell me how beautiful I was and that I looked beautiful in what I was wearing. My hair looked beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, you say that now. You know, that's all I wanted people to say previously. But until we receive the truth for ourselves, we either can't hear the things that we want to be true for ourselves, or we literally won't manifest an experience where that's confirmed for us, because the heavens are waiting for us to receive that for ourselves. So what I love is that the mirror helps you to see what needs to heal. It helps you to see what has healed. And when I teach people how to self-heal, that's really my objective as a healer, is to heal myself and create an environment of deep trust and safety and unconditional love, so that whomever I'm working with at that time feels deeply held and permitted to sit in a really vulnerable space of allowing their own self-healing to transpire. So what's really powerful is that this mirror concept is showing up repeatedly for us to be able to guide us to the most strategic, specific area that's requiring healing. I'm always wanting to impart the skills and the tools and the principles behind self-healing so that my clients are empowered to continue to be able to transform themselves in every area of their life, whether they're with me for 1 session or 6 or 20. And so what's so amazing is that once you have that skill set, the mirror is there to support you. I don't go digging around. You know, some people go digging around. I'm going to heal this. I'm going to look at this. It's just a waste of time. You really want to wait until the mirror manifests something, because that will be in sync with divine timing. And moving with divine timing will really support it to be far more efficient and far more precise. Which is just a nicer experience. It's a much nicer experience. So my challenge and my invitation for you is to look at the mirror. I want you to look at your world, and I want you to look at it with new eyes and allow yourself to see the parts of yourself that you love and that you embrace, the parts of yourself that you reject and that you find irritating or annoying, and really allow yourself to pay attention to the pain that you feel when you see certain things. I want to support you to know that feeling that pain is one of the most loving gestures that the heavens have sent us, and it's deeply clarifying so that we know what needs healing in the precise time that it needs to be healed. So I hope that you can look out on your mirror and see what's requesting healing for you right now, and also use the mirror to confirm for yourself that powerful and deep healing has taken place. I would love to suggest my first book, Heart Healing, just to make it so super simple and easy. My second book, Divine Purpose, is actually stories from people who used the principles from my first book to create powerful transformations in their lives after deep loss and deep tragedy, being able to manifest something completely new in their lives. Thank you for being with me. It's such a joy to hand over this information for you, and my love and blessings are with you so that you can heal yourself and come back to a remembrance of your divine identity. That's my love that I send out now. Mwah. Lots of love from the Empress.